Hello everybody, welcome to series 1 of It's Bandit O'Clock. This series of videos used to be on another YouTube channel, but now we've got it on the classicmotorbikes.net channel. If you're new here, welcome, hope you enjoy the videos, and if you've watched any of our other series of videos, welcome as well. I hope you enjoy seeing the first series. We filmed this quite a while ago and it was our first go at making a series of videos, so the quality of the video might not be there, but I hope you enjoy it anyway. This is the journey of buying my current Bandit 1200. Don't forget to leave us a comment and tell us what you think about the videos and how you think we did. If you could give us a subscribe and hit the bell icon, you'll get a notification every time we do an upload. Finally, I'd just like to thank some of the sponsors that helped us with series 1. The guys at WeMoto, Max Torque cans for the exhaust system, ABBA for the skylift, Suzuki Vintage Parts for some of the genuine parts on the bike, Mad for Bikes for our consumables, Wheels Motorcycles in Peterborough for some other parts as well, and Ven Hill for the brake lines. Series 1 of It's Bandit O'Clock will be uploaded on Wednesday evenings at 9 PM. So, let's watch the video. Hello everybody and welcome to the second part online Suzuki Bandit 1200 project. So I've been out on a bike, I've been for a ride around, I've had a look around it in the garage and we have some problems. So let me run through the problems in no particular order. The first issue is the clutch is slipping. Big style. It's alright if you're just poodling around and not giving it much throttle at all, but if you want to overtake a car or something like that, it starts slipping like straight away. It's quite bad. So that is a job to get done. Next up is the tap-in coming from the cylinder head. I'm hoping it's just the valve clearances that need doing, or possibly the cam chain tensioner needs resetting, but there is a little bit of a rattle there, which I plan to investigate to find out what the problem is. My next bugbear is that it's running a bit rough on tickover. Tickover's a little bit slow and it's sort of running on 3 cylinders up to about 3,000 RPM. So that means the carbs are coming off, they're going to get stripped and cleaned and inspected to make sure there's nothing untoward or nothing wrong with them. They're going to get put back together, carbs balanced, and then hopefully that's going to do the trick. After we've done the valve clearances, we're going to put a new rocker cover gasket on the Bandit, as it is weeping a tiny little bit from the right hand side of the cylinder head. While we're looking around the engine for problems, the exhaust system that's on it's an aftermarket one, but it does look like it's been on there since almost new, and the header bolts are just mild still and they do look ready to snap. So I'm probably going to try and take them out, and fingers crossed we don't get any snapping off. One thing I noticed on the road is the brakes suck. After not being able to overtake a car because the clutch is slipping, I wanted to get on the anchors to slow down, and they're not very good at all. The front brakes got patent discs, and it's just had a set of brake pads in, which I've done a couple of 100 miles. They should be bedded in by now, but they're not very good. One of the reasons behind this could be that it's got the original rubber brake lines on there, so they've been on there 17 years and done 46,000 miles, so these are going to be replaced. On the subject of brakes, the rear caliper has a massive bolt where the bleed nipple should be. It's been snapped off because it's been seized up, but luckily when I bought the bike it come with a reconditioned caliper, so when we're doing the brakes we're going to do them all together and replace the rear caliper. One of the stranger problems I've encountered is the clutch switch. You need to pull the clutch in to start the bike, and sometimes you pull the clutch to the bar and it won't start. But if you let it out a tiny little bit, the clutch switch is obviously then engaging and it will turn over and start. So I think it's time to either have a look or possibly replace a clutch switch. On the subject of switches, the side stand switch is missing. I'm not sure why this is or why it's been taken off. Maybe it didn't work, but that's one of those safety features that I do like on my bike. I do have a habit of leaving the side stand down, and obviously it's not going to cut the engine out if you're in gear, so I'm going to replace that as a matter of safety. So next up is the suspension. Obviously after 46,000 miles, it's a little bit tired. I am a big lad, so I do tend to put a bit of strain on it. The front end feels a bit weird, it feels like it locks up occasionally when you go over some real big bumps. So stripping the forks and inspecting the seals and the bushes and everything just to make sure everything's okay in there, and refresh the fork oil because that is going to be well past it. Moving on to the rear suspension. The rear shock's pretty tired. Again, pretty sure it's the one in there from new. It is a genuine Suzuki shock and it's seen better days. Another thing, it's been jacked up with dog bones, and whoever's fitted the dog bones has also fitted some stud bar with some nylock nuts on either end. They're going to get replaced rather sharpish. The nylocks don't quite have enough thread sticking through, so I'm a little bit concerned about this, and I've made sure they're tight before going out on every ride, but we're going to replace them with some proper bolts. One thing that I almost didn't notice on the bike is the horns. I can't remember the last time I needed to press the horn on the bike, but when I did, I was pretty sure it wasn't working while I was riding it along. I stopped, tried it, and just the high-pitched horn, because they got two horns, a low and a high pitch. Just the high pitch one's working, and it's not working very well. So I can't remember the last time. Do you guys use your horns a lot? I don't tend to, so it's not something I normally notice, but it's going to need a pair of horns on it. So, plans for the bike. The first thing I'm going to do is strip and clean the carbs. Just it running rough really does do my head in when you start it up and it's just not quite on 4 cylinders. It frustrates me. So that's going to be my first job, which I'm going to do in next week's episode. Again, thanks for watching the second episode of the Classic Motorcycle Mechanics online project. Next week, we're going to get our hands dirty and we're going to strip and clean the carbs, so stay tuned for that. Series 1 of its Bandit O'Clock on classicmotorbikes.net YouTube channel will be uploaded at 9 PM on Wednesday evenings. And if you ever have any comments or feedback or suggestions, please let us know in the comments and we'll make sure we read through them. We'll see you later.